Chef Kit was recently our, I don't know if you want to explain it,
Pro Chef certified from the Culinary Institute of America over in San Antonio, Texas. So that was.
Where's your transponder? You might be muted.
The last seminar we did,
You are.
our workshop with Chef Larry here did a presentation about sustainable foods and eating on campus sustainably. Today's workshops focus more on eating healthy at work, the locations we have on campus, the resources that you can use to eat healthy while you're on campus. So Chef Kit is going to talk about what you need, what you're eating today, how to make it. We have recipe cards, and then we'll do a few questions, and we'll go ahead and go into the resources that we
All right, well, thank you everybody for showing. Today we're gonna make a black bean cake with a mango salsa and a succotash. This is kind of an item we serve on our dining menu, also at the Commons. We just maybe made a little twist here and there to make it a bit more interesting or exciting. Gonna start with making the black bean cake. The black bean cake, we have some black beans that are pre-made or pre-cooked already. It's just a little bit of water, dried beans, and then we just boil them or simmer them for probably about an hour or so. And then we just have them, hold them ready. In the black bean cake, we have roasted garlic also, and some diced onions. I won't get too much in the details of making the black bean cake. It's fairly straightforward. But I'll show you how to saute it and sear it. And then I'll also show you guys how to make the corn succotash and the mango salsa. Okay? So for the succotash, we have some baby squash that are nice and in season right now. We also have some fresh corn. Nothing says summertime, almost, considering it's raining outside. You can see it now, sort of? Okay. It's just, you know, nothing says fresh, or nothing says summer like fresh corn. Then we also have some fava beans, freshly shucked, also fresh, or they're also in season now, so you kind of have, kind of build the flavors of the seasonality of everything. Better? Okay. Excellent. Cool. All right. So typically in a succotash, you're going to have corn, some sort of bean of some sort. Obviously, we're going to have the fava beans, and then squash. At least those are the three things that the Native Americans taught us settlers how to, to use in the dish. We're going to start by sauteing some squash, because that'll take the longest to cook. And then you want to season the squash a little bit, just kind of like develop the flavors. Then we have a little bit of pig thyme. Bear with us. So you can, I don't know if you can see that, get some color on the squash. And then we have some shallots. Shallots are a nice sweet onion, mild flavor. And the point is to just kind of cook stuff in layers. The squash will take longer, so you put the squash in first, then the shallots, which will take a bit longer, and then we can add some of our fresh corn. and saute that a little bit. And then you're building flavor a little bit. So make sure you season as you go a little bit. So for the black bean cake, you want to make sure your pan is nice and warm, nice and hot. As you can see, it's smoking quite a bit, so just turn down the heat a little bit. This one. This one's perfect? Okay. And then this is going to be about a 3-ounce portion, which is, I don't know if you can see that, but that's how the bean cake looks a little bit. You just carefully put it in there so that way you don't splatter and get burned. So this black bean cake, we just take some of the black beans. You can take a spoon of sorts and just kind of mash down your beans a little bit. Use either like a ricer or back of a spoon, or use your hands, or whatever works really. But that's pretty much, it's rather simple. It's pretty simple. Then, like I said, we had roasted garlic, some sauteed onions. I put some paprika, a little bit of chili powder, some cumin, and then just kind of mash it up, mix it around. For this one.
How about that?
You guys see? Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so we got the black bean cake in there. To make sure the black bean cake combines and binds together, we add a little bit of eggs and a little bit of flour. That way it sticks. So it's not gluten-free, it's not vegan, but it's vegetarian. And it's still loaded with a lot of protein. Black beans are good for protein. They also have a lot of nutrients in them. Yeah, just all-purpose flour. You can also use rice flour if you want. You can use cornstarch to make it gluten-free. We also have some nice, so back to the succotash real quick. We have some really lovely cherry tomatoes. Those are, coming this season right now. So they're different sizes, different colors. It's really kind of one of those amazing things. So we just, for the succotash, just kind of want to keep sauteing it a little bit. Check on the black bean cake here. Just wanted to get a nice little sear. It gets a crust on there. That way it's also developing the flavor and kind of gives that texture in the mouth when you eat it. And then with the succotash, we can add some of our fava beans. I don't know if you guys ever worked with fava beans at all, but there is the outside shell. So you have the fava beans, but there's still another shell for the fava beans, which you'll need to blanch in like a little bit of salted boiling water. Blanch it for, a couple seconds, and then you can shock it in ice water so that way it's easier to handle and you can peel off the outside shell. Otherwise, if you eat the fava bean, it just doesn't taste that good, okay? Check on the black bean cake. And then just give it some color. We have some red bell peppers. the black bean cake out so it doesn't burn. With the fava beans? Yeah, you just, so you get boiling water. I don't have any boiling water here, but boiling water, you put it in the boiling water, just blanch it for maybe 30 seconds to a minute until they're tender. It's kind of like you're cooking a pea, but you still have, it's a lot of work, but they taste good. The reward is definitely worth it. You can add edamame, you can do lima beans, you can do other shelled beans of different sorts. So just saute that a little bit more. What else? You can add, we have some chopped parsley here, which adds another level of flavor and color. Also add a little bit of cilantro, just kind of develop the flavor even a little bit more. And then I also have some opal basil, which is kind of like another type of basil, but it's just purple. It's not bad basil, it's just good basil, but a different color. And then you can just take a couple leaves and just kind of shred them into the succotash. You can find it at different farmers markets. Sometimes Whole Foods has it, or it's similar to Asian, the Thai basil, and it's kind of the other kind of basil. Sorry. And so, you know, if you guys can see that, it has a lot of color, a lot of flavor. It's kind of example of the seasons of summer, you know. And then we add a little bit of lemon juice to give it a little bit of bite. When you do it afterwards, you don't lose the flavor as much. It's just kind of like the last thing you want to do. And then if you add lemon juice too soon to it, it can cause like the lima beans, which are nice and green, it might turn brown. So you really want to kind of preserve the flavor as much as possible. So there's the succotash. You can just let that set aside for a second. You can go over the mango relish. So, you know, just a regular mango, popular from many different Asian countries. Just peel it. A lot of times mangoes are not that ripe, so you just need to let them either sit outside the refrigerator, and then over time they'll ripen, give it like a day or two. Or if you need to use it right away, you can always add a bit more acid to it, which will help break down the fruit, make it a bit more tender. Oops. And then you can also add like a little bit of sweetness to it, like maybe some honey or something, just to develop the flavors. And you don't need a whole lot, so I'll just do a little bit. Then there's also the seed that's in the, so you kind of have to be careful. There's that flat seed in mangoes that you just need to keep an eye out for. You can cut, you have this mango, it's kind of, you can cut one side and then shorter sides and kind of work in sections a little bit. So just dice the mango up a little bit. Mangoes are good for, they have lots of antioxidants in them, so it's one of those healthy things. I have a bowl here. So just a little bit of mango will go a long ways. And this one we have some tomatoes. just dice those up. Mix that with that. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a bit of olive oil or oil. I like to use lime juice. And just freshly squeezed lime juice to help flavor it a little bit. So just make a little kind of salsa or relish, and then a little bit of cilantro, just adds that flavor to it. You guys can see that, probably not that exciting. And then you have a nice little plate here. Take the succotash. You can see how the corn is all just nicely cooked. It's not overcooked. It's not raw. Just make sure that it gets cooked properly. Just take the black bean cake, put that on top, then a dollop of the mango salsa. And then we have a little bit of micro cilantro. You can find these at different like Asian stores. I think I've seen 99 Ranch Market have these. I know Whole Foods has them, but it's just like a nice little touch for the final dish. And that's the black bean cake with mango salsa and corn succotash. If you guys have any questions, I'm all ears. You could do different beans also. You can do pinto beans. You could actually mix the black bean cake with rice, and that will create like a nice complete protein with all the amino acids. I'm sorry? I know we can also use tofu, which helps bind it also. So yeah, you can do different things also.
More questions? Okay.
Nope. Okay. Thank you.
Jess, which one is the one for the room? This one or
Yeah, that one's
this
no.
one?
This one's for the
camera? Do you need a mic for the room? You feel like you can project? Okay, leave that one then. This one, this will feed you right into the camera. I'm holding both.
Okay. All right. Can everybody hear me? No? Okay. Can you turn off the hood? Okay. Now can everybody hear me? They're better? Okay. All right, so we're just going to give a presentation about some of the resources that we do have available on the campus when it comes to eating healthy. So what is a healthy diet? What kind of foods should you eat? How many calories are right for you? What changes should you make to lead a healthier lifestyle? All these questions are individual. Everybody is going to have different answers because we serve such a vast variety of people on the campus. You know, a first year is going to have a different understanding of what healthy is than a faculty staff member. So our definition of a healthy diet is just a plan that fits your life. They're meals that are fresh, they are flavorful, they're satisfying, and they're prepared in a way that makes sense for you. So there's different things that you can do within our locations that gives you the resources and the tools to make informed decisions based on what your individual needs are. So that's what we provide here, is a branding that delivers these resources to you so that you can make these individual choices, and then we can also support you by making those choices through our chef, through our culinary experiences. So this is our brand. It's called Healthy for Life. It's a comprehensive integrated activation of our ongoing commitment to provide an empowered, healthier community on the campus. So it's a brand that we developed through Airmark, through extensive research with support of nutritionists on the campus and chefs like Chef Ket and Chef Larry. There's 4 main platforms that we focus on when it comes to creating an environment of health and wellness. The first one is Enable, which is basically just providing a food environment that encourages healthy eating. The second one is Educating. So we have to make sure that we also provide resources that educate the students and faculty and staff, and providing those resources to them so that we can also encourage through our resources through different activities that we have on campus. So we'll do different things from chef demonstrations to participating in health and wellness fairs. And then also engaging students on the campus as well, and faculty and staff on the campus. So partnering with events that you'll see us at, and kind of like completing that connection of that culture of wellness on the campus. So these are the 4 pillars again. Through Enable, we have a menu philosophy, we have menu commitments. There's recipe, nutrition information available. There's also resources through when you are at a location as well as online. Through Education, we have literature displays. There is wellness programs and different events that we'll do in the locations. Encourage, we have residential program events, so Meatless Monday, vegan dining nights that we'll also participate in. There's also the MyPlate program that we kind of base some of our programming off of as well. And then engaging through social media, culinary demos, special events, and local programs and activities. So just a little back up a little bit, MyPlate was introduced in 2011 through the First Lady, Michelle Obama, and the USDA Secretary. It took over what was formerly the food pyramid, and it basically gives the picture of what a plate should look like, kind of empowers people to make decisions based on what you should have on your plate. So this is what they developed. It's through the government. So, you know, make half your plate fruits and vegetables, make at least half the grains whole grains, vary your protein choices. So this is where we kind of base some of our nutrition information off of when we do feature, like, this is what a MyPlate should look like when you come to the dining commons, and to make good healthy selections. So we have 3 residential locations on campus. We have Brandywine, Lot 5, and Pippin Commons. Our menu philosophy is that healthy food fuels healthy people. We have health, flavor go together, so healthy food can and should taste great. Food should fit your life, so we provide a variety. All 3 locations actually feature the same menu. They're on a 4-week menu rotation cycle, so the students and whoever visits our locations will not see the same thing for 4 weeks. We also like to make a difference every day, so we do our part to build a healthier campus community. So we'll work one-on-one with students, faculty, staff, really anybody that's interested. If they're trying to meet a certain dietary criteria, we have students that have dietary restrictions that will work with them one-on-one, and that's why we have the executive chefs at the location to assist them. Our other menu commitments, so we do feature fresh vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins. We have a variety of vegetarian, vegan, sustainable options. All of our seafood on campus is Monterey Bay approved. We also serve complete cage-free eggs through our liquid eggs and our whole eggs. We also feature seasonal menus with local produce, so we do work with local farms through a company called FreshPoint to make sure that we're providing local produce. It's usually within 250 miles of the campus. That's the UCOP's policy when it comes to defining local sustainable foods. We also limit the use of preservatives and additives. Everything in the dining commons is made mostly from scratch. We do something called batch cooking, where it's made as closest to the point of service as possible and made in batches. So usually when we do different events on campus, we'll ask students, like, what do you think about the food? If they say, oh, it was too salty, we can make it, and we can change that with the next batch of food that comes out and maybe add less salt to make sure that the students are getting, the food that they like. We're serving right portion size, so we portion everything out. That doesn't mean that if you want more than one portion, you can come back and get more. If you ever go into one of our dining locations, we do trayless dining, which is kind of more of a sustainability aspect, so that you're not wasting food, because you're more likely to pile your tray up as opposed to just grab a plate of food. So we encourage that, try food out and then come back, so that at least you're getting the right portion ahead of time. And if you're hungry or you want more to eat, then you can always come back and get more. Also accommodating special dietary issues. So I mentioned that before, that we do accommodate a wide range of students right now that have anywhere from gluten-free to they might have Crohn's disease or a peanut allergy. We all work with them one-on-one individually, and we also work with some faculty and staff too that like to come into our locations to make sure that they're getting a complete meal as well. So this is some of the resources that are available specifically in our dining commons. We have a menu labeling system called Just For You, and these identifiers all have different, basically different criteria. So the red are all lower in fat, the blue are calorie counters, the greens are usually like your vegan, vegetarian, local. This is all displayed on our menu paper, as well as if you go onto our website, you'll see these identifiers next to menu items. So we also have a mobile version of our website that you can go and view menu items every day. You can also view it for at least a week in advance. So for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we feature our menus online. There's the mobile version available, and then there's the online version available, which is the one down here. We also feature little highlights at each station. We call them healthy highlights, and they're just kind of like, did you know, different facts and things that rotate with each station. So there's that. And then also we partner with MyFitnessPal. So for those of you that are not familiar, it's an application that you can download for free. Many national brands use MyFitnessPal. It's a calorie counting application that you can download and use to track your calorie and nutritional information ongoing. But we also have all of our menus are available online through that MyFitnessPal, as well as all of our campus locations as well too. So all you have to do is search Aramark on campus, and then you can find the different local proprietary brands we have on campus, as well as many of the national brands. So these are some more resources that we have available. Again, this is the MyPlate. I don't know if I have. So this is the MyPlate right here, which will feature, and sometimes at the locations, that shows you what a complete meal would look like based off of the MyPlate criteria. We have a seasonal newsletter that comes out. It goes on our Campus Dish website, as well as you can get it at the locations. We also have wellness topic brochures. They're a little bit more broad because, again, we have such a broad audience on this campus that it's just kind of information that will empower you to make different decisions. So based off of things like food allergies or what are trans fats, information like that. And then two of our locations feature what we call a wellness center. Pippin and Lot 5 both have one. Pippin is an interactive wellness center where it has a touch screen, so you can kind of click through and see different menu items, what is the calorie content for menu items, nutritional information, any other resources available, like what do I do if I have a dietary restriction, who do I contact, and then Lot 5 has just the menu available, but once we open up our new dining commons next fall, we'll have an interactive screen as well too. So retail locations, it's a little bit different because we have national brands on campus. So, we work with the national brands to use their resources that they have available to educate the campus that this national brand has antibiotic-free chicken now, or they do serve local produce, so they try their best to do, you know, different trends that are coming out when it comes to health and wellness. These are the top locations that I would say have the most, that come up the most frequently in articles or that have been continually noted as healthy locations to eat at. And I'm not saying that the other locations on campus aren't healthy. Surprisingly, Panda Express comes up on some health things, as you know, getting the vegetables. It's just about the choices you make when you go to retail locations. So menu commitments. Select locations, they'll feature fresh menu items. A lot of the locations do have vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free options. Many of the brands are committed to using high quality, sustainable produce. Some of them are Au Pan, Subway. They actually do work with local farmers. Starbucks uses fair trade coffee, so does Java City. All natural chicken, so I'm sure you guys have seen commercials from Subway. They now use all natural chicken. Au Pan is now going to be serving all natural antibiotic-free chicken. And then Monterey Bay approved seafood, that is the whole entire campus uses Monterey Bay approved seafood, which is just sustainable seafood. Cage-free eggs, the entire campus uses cage-free eggs. Jamba Juice uses humane certified yogurt. These three brands are consistently listed as one of America's healthiest restaurant chains. Au Pan, which is located in Paul Mirage, Einstein Brother Bagels, which is in Phoenix Grill, and then Subway, which we have 2 on campus, one in the Student Center and one at BC's. Many of the national brands do provide allergy information as well as nutritional information. If you go onto their national websites, most of them now have like interactive nutritional information sections. So Starbucks is a really cool website that if you're looking for, say I have a peanut allergy and I'm gluten-free, then you can filter out what you can actually eat at the location. So does Au Pan has an actual kiosk at the location that you can touch and look at to see what the full nutritional information is and any allergen information as well. So connecting to culture of wellness, we do lots of events on campus when it comes to health and wellness. We participate in Meatless Mondays at the Dining Commons, which is basically just we provide identifiers that this is a Meatless Monday selection that you can that's a full meal that you can eat if you're going to choose to not eat meat on Mondays. National Food Day, which is in October of every year, we work with Human Resources to put on just education of sustainable foods on the campus. Vegan Dine Nights is typically in January, where we partner with a student group called ISAC, which is Irvine Students Against Animal Cruelty, to educate the students on what veganism is. The chefs usually will do a chef demo on a type of vegan entree that you can eat. Fresh Start to Eating Healthy we usually do in January as well too, where we encourage students to make healthy choices as the new year begins. We'll do Instagram competitions as well when it comes to that, so they can get a little bit more involved in making good choices on campus. We just did a sustainable foods fair, so for those of you that maybe stopped by that or heard about it, we worked with different departments on campus, different student groups, and provided basically samples of sustainable foods, educational material, and we gave some giveaways, so free Starbucks reusable cups and things like that. We do chef demonstrations at our locations as well too, so Chef Kit, Chef Larry will come out and during the meal periods and actually kind of like talk a little bit about what's going on in the cooking process of a particular menu item. We do sampling events, so we work with a lot of our vendors that we bring to the campus, especially through Zot and Go, to provide samples of the products. So you might see in front of Zot and Go, a vendor out there giving out free samples. We try to bring like the fair trade coffee or the brands that you don't really see or hear about. They might be local brands or sustainable brands. We also do campus partnerships, so we work a lot with UCI Health Education as well as UCI Human Resources. So we'll be at the fair next week giving out some free samples of local produce and foods as well too. So We're always partnering or looking to partner with different departments and organizations as well too. So if you need educational material, things like that, you can always reach out to us. Also on social media, so this image right here is from the Sustainable Foods Fair. Mama Chia is a new brand that we're carrying at Zot & Go. So they came out and provided lots of samples to people who came by the foods fair. But we post a lot of our information on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Does anyone have any questions? Yes?
Are the commons, are they still buffet style, those 3 locations?
They're technically buffet style, but not really, because what we don't have like a set, like there's not a set tray where you can go and you go down a line to get the food. What we do is we have different stations available. So there are things that are going to be always available because, first year students, they want their pizza, they want their grill station. But what we try to do is educate the students that, just because there's chicken at the grill and there's salad doesn't mean that you can't make a grilled chicken salad if it's not just on the menu. So we try to do what we call like dining hall hacks, where we teach students how to make like healthy meals, or even not so healthy meals, but just taking your resources and the dining commons to make a meal that suits your lifestyle. And that's what our chefs are there for too, is to help you so that you can kind of customize what you have available to make that meal that would fit your lifestyle. So that might be if we have tacos that day, but you're trying to cut calories, so maybe not taking the tortilla and using the lettuce from the grill to make a wrap out of it. Any other questions?
Is it
Yes.
still one price for the meal?
It is, yes.
Can you get it to go, like for staff?
You can get it to go. So we actually have a reusable to go program, and it's $5 to participate in the program, but you can actually get your money back at the end of the year if you don't want to keep the container. It's provided more for the students. It's set for the students so that you don't actually have to clean the container. You can come into the location, say I want to go. You get the to go container, fill it up. You can leave. Come back and give us the dirty container, and we'll give you a clean one, or we'll give you a rain check card so you don't have to carry the container with you. But you can take out your meals to go, so you don't have to eat in the location. Yeah. So we do have meal plans available too, which are designed to be a little bit make it more affordable to eat in the locations, or it bundles the meals for you at a discounted price. So there's different options available based off of how often you're going to be eating on campus, how often you are on campus. So usually when we table, we will work with faculty, staff, or students to, how often are you going to be on the campus? How often do you think you're not going to want to bring your lunch to the campus? And then recommending a meal plan based off that, so you're not buying more than what you need or buying less and ending up needing more. Yes. Yeah, so we do portion everything out, but that doesn't mean that, sometimes the students, they'll want more than that, and that doesn't mean that you can ask for more, you can ask for less, but they are already portioned out accordingly. Yep. Any other questions? It's a lot of information, a lot of resources. The best place to go is our website. There's a whole section called Eat Well, where it views the menus. Another feature of our menus is that you can actually calculate menu items. So you can take a menu item that's being served today, add a couple other things, and see what the nutritional value will be for your complete meal. So you can do that through our website, or you can also download the MyFitnessPal app and do it through that as well too. But all the information is there. We update it constantly with the new seasonal information, so the newsletter is updated seasonally, as well as any other events that are going on campus. We'll use their social media outlets to inform the campus. Okay. All right. If you guys don't have any other questions, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate coming.